So I remember some years back, I met a lady that was actually responsive to a lot of my social media material. Very lovely lady. I forgot what culture she was. I think she was Italian, and she had another culture she was mixed with. Really lovely lady. And she really started calling me these little pet names as well, and I was a little ignorant at the time about how ladies conducted themselves with men. So there's a lot of things I didn't understand, and this is partly why I want to share this video. Eventually, after about a month and a half of interacting with her and her being appearing to be very receptive to what I was posting, uh, I asked Felicia, is her name, out on a date. And she actually agreed. And so we had a Saturday picked out in the afternoon, evening, after work, after she went to work. And I was very excited. And she kind of told me that it would be more convenient just to give the address or the location when she's off or when she was about to get off. So she would text me, and I was there very excited. So for about the whole week, I was looking forward to it. And eventually um, the day came, and I kind of contacted her to let her know, hey, I'm ready to head out. It's almost that time. And she didn't actually respond. I don't know what happened, but it kept going to voicemail, her phone. I was texting, I was calling numerous times, and nothing really happened. Um, the next day, Sunday passed, and I was still trying to figure out what happened because I was really looking forward to seeing this very attractive lady who appeared to be very receptive to me. And there was no response on Sunday. And I think it wasn't until maybe around Tuesday when she kind of hit me up randomly and said, hey, what's up? And it was kind of like a casual kind of, and I think we ended up talking on the phone. And the way she was behaving on the phone was very casual. It was almost like she completely forgotten that we had plans. Her tone was very like casual, it's regular, like, hey, just regular conversation, how's it going? And I thought she was playing around at first, but I realized, like, I could tell by her behavior that this was not something that was on her mind. And so I was actually upset, and I was trying to play it cool, but eventually I got to asking her questions and saying, like, hey, what happened to our arrangement? What happened to our agreement? And she kind of told me in a nonchalant way that, she think her phone kind of, ran out of power and she didn't have her charger or something like that. And that's pretty much what, and there was no like apology. There was no, hey, well, let's have a counter date. Let's go, this next weekend or whatever other day I'm free. It was kind of like it was just nonchalant type of thing. And it was very difficult for me to go through that and experience that because no one had ever warned me that there were women who actually did that. There are women who will give you their number, who will make arrangements with you, who will do all sorts of things. And they really didn't have any plans to actually agree to the terms, and actually commit to the arrangements, and I really wish somebody would have warned me because as a younger man, I was very aggravated by that. It infuriated me. And I had to learn over time that this was a casual practice that many ladies fall into. They may not want to tell a guy straightforward that they're not interested, they're not open to hanging out, but they'll still give the number, they'll still even make arrangements, and not really have any plan to follow through. And there is no apology. There's really no accountability. And this is one of the reasons why I actually have a handful of male friends that have actually pretty much checked out of the whole dating scene because they just don't believe that women really have respect and appreciate quality men. And really, there is no accountability anymore, and also unrealistic expectations. So we can talk about those other things later, but what I'm talking about is it really was bothersome to me. But I think what helped me was eventually picking up the signs and understanding when a woman is actually genuinely interested and when a woman is not interested. Ladies that are interested, I notice, they will regularly remind you that they're free or that they're open and that, sometimes you don't even have to spend a lot of money, but they would love to see you or hang out and stuff like that. And the ladies that really don't really care to see you, there won't be any follow-up, there won't be any check-in, and they really will, they won't even bother putting it on their calendar. They really don't care. They really don't care. And it'll be last minute, hey, I don't know what happened, sorry, and there's no follow-up, there's no counter date. It really doesn't matter because you didn't matter and the arrangements didn't matter. Now, don't get me wrong, I have female friends that actually do commit to their arrangements and stuff like that. And sometimes we have to postpone. So I'm not saying it's every woman, but I want to be very clear. There are ladies that show us very early that they're not interested in committing to any relationship, any arrangements, any even conversation outside of church or outside of whatever the neighborhood that you live in because they're really not interested. But sometimes ladies have learned, a lot of ladies have learned that there are guys that will kind of go off. And be infuriated, and start saying really toxic, crazy words because of the response that the men receive. So, ladies have learned to kind of try to let guys down easy in their own way. And of course, some guys respond fairly well. I'm trying to be that type of guy where it's like, hey, let me respect her boundaries. She's definitely not interested. And, so I try to, step up and be that mature guy, but also I know there's guys that don't really take it very well. So I can kind of understand to some degree why ladies have to be a little mindful and careful with the approach they take. But I don't know. It's just something that I think that a lot of us guys need to be pre-warned of. If I have a son or I adopt a son eventually, I'm going to warn him and let him know, hey, look for these signs. I don't want him to get heartbroken and become bitter. I know guys that use women now because they were hurt from past experiences from other women, and it's like this perpetual cycle. So it's just something I'm just throwing out there. I just want to, I want to talk about like real topics that really apply to real life people. So it's just something that affected me psychologically. I think my relationship with God, my spiritual walk has helped me a lot, but there are some guys that have no spiritual walk and they have no one and nothing to rely on. So they've been affected in this way, and ladies as well. Maybe my next video will be about ladies, but take care and God bless you guys. Holla.